example 1 here. So the good thing about these two-step problems is that you're not going to have to draw your own diagram. I'm always going to give you the diagram. So in the following picture, a cell tower is being measured by an engineer. Using the following information in the picture, find the distance between the two transmitters labeled X in the diagram to the nearest foot. Okay, so not too much to make sense of here. So we know that we're ultimately looking for this X right here. That's what we don't know. That's what we're trying to find. But if you notice, that X is this distance from one transmitter to the next, which is not part of a right triangle. We have to have a right triangle. You must use the right triangles, which means that I need to, that's why this is a two-step problem, because I can't just figure out that X by using this angle here. I have to do this twice. I'm going to have to first use, and this is where your highlighters are going to come in handy. Let's first start, I'm going to first need to find the whole thing, and then just this little part, and then I'll need to subtract those to find the missing piece that I want. So let's start off, we're going to first start off by finding the whole height. So let's first find the height of the tower. So I'm going to highlight that triangle first. Boom, boom, boom. So that is what I'm looking for. I'm going to start off by finding the height of the tower, and I'm going to label that H. And that's from here all the way to here. So I'm not going to be using this 25 angle because that 25 angle is only from here to here. It's not the entire angle that I'm using. In this case, I'm going to be using 40. So that 40, my right angle is here, so thankfully my hypotenuse is going to be here in both situations. From this angle 40, this is my opposite side. This is my adjacent side, which we know is 87 feet. That'll be helpful. So if I'm looking for this opposite side and I have the adjacent information, which trig ratio uses opposite and adjacent? Tangent. Okay, so the tangent of 40 degrees is equal to, tangent is TOA, T-O-A, opposite over adjacent. So H for the height of that tower over adjacent, which is 87 feet. This is a not missing angle situation, so I'm going to be using cross multiplication. So 1 times H is H, and that's going to be equal to whatever I get when I multiply the tangent of 40 by 87. So tangent of 40, close parentheses, that is super important. If you don't close the parentheses, you would get a completely different answer. 73.00. 001, I think it was. Yep. Okay, so they're asking me to do this to the nearest foot, which means that this can round to 73. Okay, so I now know that this entire piece is equal to 73. So that still doesn't help me figure out this red piece yet, because I need to be able to subtract out this piece right here. So this is the next triangle, or the next piece that I'm looking for. Is that right triangle right there. So this one, we're no longer using the angle of 40. We're now using that angle of 25, which is in the same location as the 40. So we're still having this opposite. We're still having this adjacent. However, the piece that we want is this orange piece. This is what we're looking for. What should we call this orange piece? Let's call it, I don't know, we're using X up there, so I use X again. Let's call this A. That's what we want next. So again, we're going to use a second trig ratio. We're going to use the adjacent, and we're looking for the opposite again. So we're going to use tangent again to find that other piece. Tangent of this time, not 40, but 25, is equal to A is our missing piece over adjacent, which is 87. So same kind of thing as we did before. A is going to be equal to whatever the tangent of 25 is times 87. So same exact process, you just have to be doing it twice now instead of once. So tangent of 25 times 87 is 40.568. 40.568 ... and that is my A piece. So now, last but not least, I can use this information to subtract to find that missing red piece. So 73 minus 40.568 ... is going to be equal to 73 minus, and I'm just going to steal that answer from above because then I don't have to type, 32.43, 32.43 ... They were asking me to go to the nearest foot, so that would be 32 feet. So I'm just going to rewrite that up here, 32 feet. Boom. So a little lengthy, you have to, make sense of the diagram, but it's still just 2 trig ratios instead of 1, and then you're going to either need to add or subtract at the very end like we did there.